Okay, we're going to try this a little bit differently today, and hopefully I can figure out how to make all of this work. So as you can see, I'm trying to share my screen with you so that I don't have to try to hold so many things all at once. So we're going to give it a go. If we have to stop and start over, we will. We've been talking the last several days about finding a greatest common factor of 2 or 3 or more numbers. And you might wonder why you would ever want to know that. And the answer is it's very helpful when you start trying to put items in simplest form. So when you have a fraction and you're asked to put it in simplest form, knowing how to find the greatest common factor makes that process easier. So let's jump right in. Your book, page 563. On page 563, it says a fraction is written in simplest form when the greatest common factor of both the numerator and the denominator is 1. So we think of it as, what can we divide the numerator, the number on the top, by, that we can also divide the denominator by? And if the answer is the only thing we could divide both numbers by is 1, then we've gone as low as we can go. If they have another common factor that we could divide both of those numbers by, then we're not in simplest form yet. So let's dive into this and see if it starts to make a little more sense. Example number 1 says, Angie has a vertical jump of 12 inches and Holly has a vertical jump of 22. So Angie's vertical jump is 12/22 of the vertical jump of Holly. So they've written this as a fraction. This is really a ratio. Her 12 inches is equal to Holly's 22 inches. So her 12 inches is equal to Holly's 22 inches. Okay. Now, list the factors and circle the greatest common factor. So down here, and I can't seem to figure out how to get a pointer. Maybe you can see that little diamond. These are the factors of 12. They've done this in a factor rainbow: 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. 22 is 1 and 22, 2 and 11. So when you look at these lists of factors, you ask yourself, what's the biggest number that they share? What's their greatest common factor? Well, they share 1. They share 2. They don't share 11, 3, 4, 6, 12, or 22. So the greatest number that they both share is 2. And you can see here that they've circled that 2 is the greatest number they share, and they've written 2 on the line. So we're going to take 2 because that's their greatest common factor, and we're going to divide the numerator by 2, and we're going to divide the denominator by 2. So the numerator is 12. So when you divide that 12 by 2, you end up with 12 divided by 2 is 6. 22 divided by 2 is 11. So you would have 6 on the top and 11 on the bottom. Okay. Now that our new fraction is 6 over 11, the reason they're asking what is the greatest common factor of 6 and 11, well, if we were to write these out, you would get 1 and 6, 2 and 3. 11 would just be 1 and 11. The only number they share is 1. So if you listed the factors of 6 and the factors of 11, the only thing they share is 1. So because 1 is the only thing they share, this is in simplest form. If they had another number besides 1 that they shared, we would need to keep dividing. But because 6 and 11 only share the number 1, we're done. So Angie's vertical jump is 6/11 of Holly's vertical jump. So down here, we're going to look at this on a model, and they've divided this into 22 sections, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. And down here, they've divided it into 11 sections. And they did that because in the first fraction, 12 over 22, there are 22 sections representing Holly's jump. And down here, that 22 has become an 11 because we're in simplest form. So what we're going to do is we're going to shade Angie's jump. So you would shade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you would shade in 12 of these. And then shade in 6 of these 11. Go ahead and do that. And when you shade those in, you should see that they're an exactly equal amount. And what this tells us is that when we put a fraction in simplest form, they're still equal. It's just a different way of writing it. So these are equivalent. They're equal in this model, but they're also equal on paper because we divided the numerator and the denominator by the same number. You cannot divide the numerator by one number and the denominator by another. It has to be a common factor. If it's the greatest common factor, then it's very simple. You're immediately in simplest form. Okay, let's take a look at example 2. This says write 18/30ths in simplest form. And right away we know that both 18 and 30 can be divided by 2. I see that right away. I didn't even list out their factors. I know that they're both even numbers, and even numbers always have 2 as a factor. So I'm just going to go ahead and divide by 2. So 18 divided by 2, you would go ahead and put a 9 in the top box. 30 divided by 2, you would get a 15 in the second box, the denominator. And that leaves you with 9 over 15. Now, I know that 9 and 15 share a factor other than 1. If they share something other than 1, we are not done. So 9, if I were to list out its factors, it would be 1 and 9, 3 and 3, 1 and 15, 3 and 5. And if you go ahead and list those out in this white area here, you'll see that they both share 3. So because they both share 3, you guessed it, we have to divide by 3. You might be asking yourself why they put this in a number 1. Because any fraction that has the same numerator and the same denominator is equal to 1. That's why they did that. 1 whole. So 9 divided by 3 would give you 3 for your final numerator, and 15 divided by 3 would give you 5 for your final denominator. So your answer would be 3 over 5, or 3/5. So go ahead and take a look at it here. Now, once you get to 3/5, they don't have any common factors other than 1, so you're done. So 18 over 30 written in simplest form is not 9/15, it's 3/5. And they've given you an opportunity to write that right here. Guided practice. Write each fraction in simplest form. If the fraction is already in simplest form, write simplified for already simplified. Okay, I'm going to try to annotate this. See what happens. Wish me luck. Okay. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Look at that, it works. The little things right now. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So this is now simplified. The simplest form of 4/6 is 2/3. thirds because I know I can divide 4 by 2, I can divide 6 by 2 and get 2/3. And the only factors of 2 are 1 and 2, and the only factors of 3 are 1 and 3, so all they share is 1. So this would be like 1 and 2, 1 and 3. All they share is 1, so we're done. When all they share is 1, we're done. Okay, 2/12, 2/12. Those are both even. If they're even numbers, I like to go ahead and just immediately divide by 2, and at least it cuts our number in half. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 1 only has 1 as a factor, and 1, 6, 2, 3, so we're done. The only thing it shares is 1. So 2/12 would be written as 1/6. I'm so excited about this annotating. I feel bad because Mr. Lasalier bought me a new whiteboard, but oh well. How do I unannotate? Okay, there we go. All right, well, I think I have to erase. Okay, so let's erase. Hey, this works better than our regular smartboard. Okay. And there are the answers again. Okay, independent practice. So your independent practice says 6/8. These are both even numbers. So immediately I can divide by 2 and 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 8 divided by 2 is 4. There's nothing that I could divide 3 by that I could also divide 4 by. They don't share any factor other than 1, so we're done. 6/10, again, even numbers. So I'm going to divide by 2, 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Getting ahead of myself. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 1 and 3, 1 and 5. They only share 1, so we're done. 3/18. 1 and 3. Well, that limits my choices because 3 is prime, so it's just 1 and 3. So 1, 18, 2, 9, 3, 6. Here's this 3. So we're going to divide by 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 18 divided by 3 is 6. And that's it. That's how we do simplest form. You will probably remember that we did do these in 4th grade as well. We touched on these at the end of the year. I'm not going to require any additional independent practice from you, but your homework will be pages 567 and 568. 567 and 568. At the top of 567, there's a little homework helper there to kind of go over it again and give you some more information on how to do this, a little refresher. Number 1 of your homework, let's go ahead and look at that one together. I'm just going to write it down here. This is homework problem number 1, and it says 8/9. And 8/9, I have 1 and 8. 2 and 4, 1, 9, 3, 3. The only thing they share on this factor list is 1. So we're done. So we're going to write simplified. Not the best pen, but it works. Simplified for number 1 because it's already in simplest form. 2 and 3 you will have to reduce. Number 4, what did they do wrong? tell me what they did wrong, and then fix it so that it's right. Here's a hint. They divided the numerator by 5 and the denominator by 6. I don't think you can do that. I think it has to be the same number. Number 5, put that one in simplest form. Number 6, a fraction is in simplest form when the GCF of the numerator and the denominator is, remember our rhyme, when it's down to 1, we're done. And then Gil's aunt cut his birthday cake into 32 pieces. 18 were eaten. What was left? So it's not 18 over 32. It's not what was eaten, it's what was left. So we still have 32 pieces, but if 18 were eaten, that's 14 left. So 14 over 32 is what you're trying to find the simplest form of. So good luck with that. I'm going to post some additional videos for you to watch about simplest form. Please let me know if you have any questions. I miss you, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.